Hello everyone, welcome to the Ethereum market update for Brave New Coin. I'm your host Carl, lead trader and portfolio manager at Technique Capital. Quick disclaimer, this video does not constitute financial advice and is intended for education purpose only. A couple of market drivers to look for this week and the next before we get started. July 6th, this Wednesday, there's a FOMC meeting to discuss the market rates. Then we have also that same day the Q2 GDP coming out. If it shrank, that would confirm that we're in a recession ahead of time, and we may see the markets head down further this week. July 7th on Thursday, there's a jobless claim report coming out. Friday, July 8th, there's an unemployment report coming out. And next week on Wednesday, July 13th, CPI is coming out, which I expect to be higher and push the markets down. So let's look at the DXY, SP 500, NASDAQ. Since Bitcoin and crypto and Ethereum remain tightly correlated to all those. So first of all, here's the chart for DXY. No change here since the last I last reviewed it with you guys. The DXY remains very strong, continues surging towards 112 and 115 this year. And that could put some sell pressure on Bitcoin till tax harvesting season, which is the end of the year. Let's have a quick look at the SP 500 without wasting further time. You guys are familiar with all those two fractals I'm showing here. These are, the purple one is a 1970s, 1980s stagflation fractal, and we had a recession at that time, so you can see that there. And you have the blue fractal from the dot-com bubble bust and recession of 2000-2002. Both these fractals overlap quite nicely, and they showed that we should bottom on the SP 500 at the end of the year, October, November, December. So yeah, we could use those to kind of try to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum around that time frame. What else? And that would put us around 2,800 or 2,550 on the SP 500. So pretty much that's this. And let's have a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ similar fractals, recession fractals as well. We see again that NASDAQ, both fractals will show us a bottom somewhere in October to December, and going into January, early 2023, that's when we start rallying. So hopefully, if everything lines up, then we can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum around that timeline, that time range. All right, let's jump to the Ethereum weekly long-term chart, which you're all very familiar with. The weekly Bollinger Midband resistance has moved down to 2,280, which is right here. We're very far from it. And in my opinion, the one weekly midband will not be tested for a while, not until at least Q1, Q2 2023, which is roughly here, right around this time. Important to note that 1,200, which is the 200 weekly MA, is now resistance. So we see here, the last update I gave was here, and I said we're very similar to 2018, where we're in this red block of resistance. And as you see, we flushed down here back then, and what we end up doing is pretty much flush down. And unfortunately, 200 weekly MA did not hold. We're below it, and it's acting as resistance. And if you notice here on the weekly, we got rejected twice from it. And it's a bearish sign for now, as long as we remain below it. So that's not a good sign. Now, if we can close a weekly candle above 1,200, maybe 1,300, then I would turn cautiously bullish on the short term, expecting 1,500 or 1,600 to be tested, which is previous resistance right here, right? Right around close enough to that block. But we can also fail before that, 8,400. But so far, it looks like we are failing at 1,200. 1,300. We haven't been able to close a weekly above it. So that's not a good sign. And we're a little bit below, way below the 1,400 previous all-time high. So let's give this some time. This needs more consolidation here, but I wouldn't rush in here. Okay, guys. Let's have a look at the lower support and good buy areas where we could look at dollar cost average in. And those are similar to last time at $800 and $650, which is the green rectangle here, the block of support, which are represented here, which is likely the final capitulation bottom. If you guys want to exclude the bad macros, I think that's a great area to look for as a final bottom in this bear market. And also worth pointing at is it's an 84% drawdown from the all-time high. So that would make sense, right? Now, if you want to look further down for a 91, or 90% drawdown from all-time, you're looking at 440 and 410, which would be this support area roughly right here. But we will have to see if we even get there, guys. We'll have to see how the macros are, how the recession, how the market responds to recession, and all that stuff. And then you have the 94% drawdown from the all-time high, which would be similar to 2018 drawdown, which would bring us in this case to $330 and $290 range, which would be this red previous resistance red block here, which would be a support if we come down that far to test. So I don't know if we get there, we'll have to see, but these are areas to keep in mind if the green support area at 800 and 650 does not hold us in the next few months. All right, and similar to 2018 bear market, I expect a bearish three-drive pattern to complete. So if you look here, let me take here and show you. So, and I showed this on the previous Bitcoin market analysis that I've made, is we always see those drive patterns like this, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So in this case, I would expect something similar, guys, like 1, 2, and something like this, closer to end of this year, October, November, another third leg down and final leg down, maybe to $800 and $650. We'll have to see what happens if we go lower or if this holds, but this looks like we have another last final leg down. And same thing on Bitcoin. Like if you believe the macros are bad, and I think this is definitely something to consider, that we have a last leg down to complete that three drive pattern. Okay, and after that we can definitely flip bullish again. What else? Yeah, so the good news, if you believe macros don't matter, then let's look at the weekly RSI. It's currently in oversold range. Let me double click there. We're way below the oversold area. Well below in the oversold range on the weekly. And that points to a final bottom in this bear market as it hit 26 roughly here. And in 2018, we hit 27. So I think, yeah, if you believed we're bottom or about to bottom, you probably are dollar cost averaging in, and you're buying in slowly now and in the coming month, right? So, but don't rush in. I think we still have 2 to 5 months of sideways on Ethereum and Bitcoin, so you still have a long time to keep buying. The volume on the recent drop, let's look at the volume. The volume is quite high on this recent drop to 900 or 880. Is on par with the COVID crash that we had here. So pretty similar volume on both, which is good news. I mean, if you believe that we've capitulated, then this is quite good news. And that confirms that we are close to the bottom or near the bottom or close enough. The SOPR indicator, this one right here, that looks at the investor selling for a loss or profit. Does not show we've capitulated. It's quite, it's still kind of, yeah, it's not well in the area that I would like to see, which is -2 roughly here, or 2 point, yeah, -2 to 5. So if you look at 2018, it went down to 6 even. And if you look at the COVID crash, it went down to 3, -3. So we still have some way here. So if you, not everything aligns, guys. So that's why I'm cautious and still waiting. Not all my indicators are aligning here. So yeah, from a 4-year cycle perspective, what do I look for the final capitulation bottom to form? Well, typically, from a time perspective, I expect the bottom at tax harvesting in October, November, December, and that should be this year. So that will bring us roughly around this time, and that will be 336 days since the all-time high, or the green, seen with the green arrow here, from here to here. So we still have time, guys, here. I think we have the third leg down that will happen end of this year. So yeah. Now, whether we hold this area or we'll be at 800 or 650 or lower is yet to be seen, but the time is very important to me. Another one is I expect a rounding bottom to form, which is seen with the blue circles here, and the one in 2018, 2019 that give us a nice bullish reversal of the whole trend, and that give us the bull market again. So until then, though, we have a long time, so we'll see where we're at. And another thing that I look for is a double bottom. I could also look for an inverted head and shoulder, but typically we've seen a lot of double bottoms long-term happening, and that will be in this green range here that I have, green block of support at 800 and 650 for now. That's the one I'm looking for at the moment. Yeah, that's about it, guys. So let's move on to the Ethereum short-term chart right here. If you guys remember, in my last update 3 weeks ago, I overviewed a large falling wedge, which was a reminiscent of a setup of 2018 when we were very close to the bottom. That said, that falling wedge you see right here has failed. And I had this blue fractal to represent what 2018 looked like as a bottom. So it looks like we broke down faster than expected. That's something I discussed in the last video. So this could mean that we're bearisher than 2018 and it's more steeper as a downtrend. Well, we still have to wait and see, right? So let me flush those out. There you go. And yeah, and also, if you guys remember last time, I said we were in a descending triangle, and in that descending triangle, we will test near the top at 1900, and we actually hit exactly on that wick what I said we would do, and we hit 1900. And after that, I did say that we would see a sell-off, and from the descending triangle, that was what I was rooting for, and we would sell down and test 1300 and 1250 textbook target of that descending triangle, and we did. And since this is a continuation pattern, we hit that target and we flushed down lower. So and if you bought there, that's fine. I think you would have been able to exit if you want, as an on a retest. But yeah, we have went way lower than that, and we hit 900 and 880. But point is, this descending triangle was accurate and it played out nicely. So yeah, right now the market is still in consolidation. Honestly, is a lot of consolidation ahead, most likely. Now, unless the recession confirms, then maybe we get a flush down. I'll talk about those two squiggles that I have here. But let's talk first about the Bollinger Bands on the 2-hour, 3-hour, up to the 1 daily time frame. The Bollinger Band, as you see here, guys, they're tight, very tight, and on the lower time frame they are as well. So this is on the daily, It's super tight, and that points us to another big move potentially building up in the coming days. And the short-term direction is yet to be 100% confirmed, but I'll talk to you through about what to look for the direction in 2 seconds. One more thing I want to talk about is squeeze momentum indicator, which is this one right here at the bottom. You see here it's pending a bull cross. Now the last two failed miserably here. We failed to cross green on the daily here on the momentum. We have to see what happens here. I'm not very optimistic, but it is attempting to cross bullish on the daily and the lower time frame as well, if it hasn't already crossed bullish on that. So that's good news, but we have to wait for the confirmation, because if it fails, then we could flush down another leg down here sometime this week due to the GDP and other market reports coming out. So let's talk about the squiggles fast here. And remember, those are two setups I see possible. Again, short term is always tough to forecast, guys, and it changes day by day, but I'm trying to do my best here to give you some nice overview of what I see is possible. So let's look at the green bullish path. I think this one is a lower probability, but hey, you never know. But let's talk about it. This one here is a bullish path. It will take us up to the 3-day Bollinger Midband, which is currently at 1,500, roughly 1,600. And it would hit that top resistance. I mean, hindsight, it looks possible, but I'm not sure the market itself has the strength, especially to get there, especially if the GDP confirms we're in a recession, and this week on Wednesday or the week after we get the CPI surging higher. I don't know if this is really possible or is an attainable target. We have to be realistic here, but I'll keep this in mind. You never know, because if we do get there's two conditions to get this setup working. First of all, you need a strong push above the 1-day Bollinger Midband, which is currently at 1,130. So we need to close it daily above this, or preferably weekly as well, to be honest. That's one. And then you have another condition where I would need to see a weekly close above 1,300, which puts us above the 200 weekly mark. If we, which is 1,200, but if we close at 1,300, I think then we could surely see a move up to 1,600, 1,500. So yeah, if you bought somewhere here Ethereum, then that's the setup you want to see. But if we flush down, let's say the GDP has shrunk again, we're in a recession, and we fail to meet those two conditions, then I'm rooting actually as a higher probability for the red bearish path, which would be another leg down to 800 or 650. Right, and that makes sense to me. As I'm expecting, I'm a little bit more bearish, and the global macros, I think, a recession and stagflation are gonna be affecting us for a little longer. So that's my 2 cents, guys. We'll see what happens, but my opinion, the red path here makes sense to towards 800 and 650, and that would be a great area to buy at for those looking for the final bottom, and they don't want to wait longer, another 2 to 5 months for confirmation and this accumulation that we're gonna go through, or the consolidation range until year end or tax harvesting. Okay, that's it for that, and let's jump to the final chart here, which is ETH BTC. We overviewed this like 3 weeks ago. Not much has really changed. Actually, we had it played out very well what I discussed with you last time, guys. Here's what I said back then. I said ETH BTC has been toppy for quite a while, but holding up very well it's been a year in the tight range, delimited by support at 0.06, 0.055, and resistance at 0.077 and 0.088. And it did. And but I did tell you guys that it will end up soon. And I gave you a trade. I said I expect us to break down And then we did. It went down to 0.055 and 0.050, which was the range I told you guys to buy at. And I told you we'll see a rally materialize towards 0.06T9. And pretty much is following kind of the fractal of 2018, 2019. But I don't know, guys, if we're going to see that bounce continue, if we have that strength to continue up to 0.069. It might end up a little bit lower. So we're going to have to see what happens, really. But put a tight stop here at maybe 0.052 if you wish, because there's no guarantees that we could reach those highs. But beside that, yeah, it played out very well, I would say. So if you guys are taking this trade, so just make sure you put the stop, but otherwise stay out, in my opinion, if you have not taken the trade. And we'll see what happens. And so once this current bounce ends here, I think in the next few months, we're going to see Ethereum BTC break down towards new lows and head towards the previous strong support and a great buy long-term target at 0.033 or 0.030, which is this block right here. But I mean, pretty much nothing has changed since I discussed with you since last time. This is exactly what I told you, what I just repeated now. Remember, guys, again, just remember, historically speaking, ETH BTC always remains in the long bear market for roughly 581 days after topping around January. And this happened in 2018, and we're doing it right now. If you look at my green arrows here, the next time to buy ETH BTC when the bull market is back on it will be closer to August 2023 to January 2024. I typically will tend to stay out of ETH BTC until then, or until the market reverses, and I think that's the time to look forward to buy back ETH BTC, and that will be roughly at 0.0256 or 0.0227. But until then, if anything changes, I'll let you guys know. So heading into our conclusion, did Ethereum bottom? This comes down really, guys, to your own beliefs, like I overviewed in my previous Bitcoin update. For Ethereum, again, if you believe that global macros don't matter and you don't want to, and if you believe that BTC and ETH will decouple from SP 500 and NASDAQ and will not stop following them, then you're likely thinking that the final bottom is close or near in this bear market, and you'll probably be looking roughly, in my opinion, at $800 or $650. To be hit in the coming month, and you load up there on this final bottom. But if you're like me, you believe, you're a little bit skeptical on crypto, you believe that the macros and the recession, stagflation fears are real, then you want to load up a little, like 20% or 30%, but you don't want to go all in, and that's totally fine. That's called risk management, and I'm there. I'm really on doing that, and I think SP 500 and NASDAQ, I'll keep looking at those. I'll be patient. I think DXY keep surging and crypto be affected. Or until, I see that we really decoupled, then great. Then I'll start to DCA in, but I don't see that yet. So if you believe like me, then you're eyeing the final bottom on ETH maybe. If it's not $800 or $650, then you're most likely looking at $440 or $410. Which is 90% drawdown from the all-time high, or roughly 330 or 290 as a final bottom, which is 94% drawdown from the all-time high. I don't know if we get there, guys, but I'll just be patient and wait, okay? Just remember that we still have 2 to 5 months of accumulation till consolidation at the current or maybe lower levels. So you have plenty of time, and remember to keep some fiat on the side. If don't go all in case we do end up seeing those lower targets. Anyways, this concludes our market report, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Brave New Coin and Bitcoin Guru YouTube channels to get notified of new technical analysis videos. A link to my YouTube, Twitter, and Discord channels can be found in the YouTube video description below. Take care and happy trading. Peace out. Yeah, and that's it. See you next time.